Today, for the first time in humankind's history, people are able to communicate freely with their loved ones now living in the afterlife. One of the most successful methods is performed by state-licensed psychotherapists, also called counselors. There are two methods psychotherapist researchers have developed that are up to 98% successful in helping people have afterlife communications with their loved ones while they sit in the psychotherapist's office. And the resulting communications reduce their grief from a very strong score of the highest, a 10 on a 10-point scale, to 0 to 3 in a single session. In this series of videos, I present the actual accounts of people who have had successful afterlife communications with their loved ones while they sit with a psychotherapist. Hello, I'm Dr. R. Craig Hogan, President of the Afterlife Research and Education Institute and Seek Reality Online. I'm the author of 8 books with the evidence you will come to the end of this life, but you will never die. Hundreds of psychotherapists are now helping their clients have afterlife communications with the people for whom they're grieving. One method is named Repair and Reattachment Grief Therapy, developed by Washington State licensed psychotherapist Rochelle Wright. In this therapy, the client sits before the psychotherapist, and the psychotherapist uses a procedure called eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, or EMDR, to put the client into a state of mind in which the afterlife communications take place. The client sits quietly as the loved ones in spirit come to them, speak to them, hug and kiss them at times, and even take them on tours of their life in the afterlife. The psychotherapist does nothing more than listen to the client describing what has happened. Those in the afterlife take over and communicate freely. The client's grief is always reduced dramatically by the experience. I co-authored a book with Rochelle. In our book, we have a number of cases describing what clients have experienced while in therapy sessions. This is an example. The child described in this account and the child's mother both agreed that we could describe the repair and reattachment session without using their actual names.
Selina came to Rochelle for a repair and reattachment grief therapy session with her husband John, who had passed away over a year before. She brought her 10-year-old daughter Natasha with her. Natasha was deeply in grief over her father's passing. Her grief displayed in hyperactivity, restlessness, and periods of deep sadness. Selina asked Rochelle if Natasha could also have a repair and reattachment grief therapy session. Rochelle had not used the repair and reattachment grief therapy procedure with a child before, but believed there was no reason that it shouldn't be possible, so she agreed to do it if Natasha herself stated that she wanted the experience. Rochelle talked with Natasha about the repair and reattachment grief therapy procedure, to be sure she knew what it was, and genuinely wanted to experience it. Natasha was definite. She wanted to go through the procedure. Rochelle met with Natasha. Natasha put on the headset playing music, and sounds alternating in volume between the left and right ears. She described her deep love for her daddy and the sadness she had been struggling with since his passing. She asked, "Will I be able to hear my daddy when I talk to him?" Rochelle explained that it would be like hearing, but without sounds. Natasha said, "I want to talk to my daddy." Rochelle determined the most disturbing memory for Natasha and began the repair and reattachment procedure. After a short time, Natasha had a clear afterlife connection with her father. During the connection, she asked him what it's like in heaven. He told her, "It's nice here. There's no pain in heaven. I like it and I'm happy to be here, but I'm really happy we're together and we can talk." After more conversation, Natasha said to Rochelle, "I told him I miss him and I love him." He said, "I miss you and I love you too. I felt like my daddy was holding me." She ended the session happy and smiling. A week later, I spoke with Selina. She said, "Natasha is doing so well. Before, she was visibly distressed. It was like she had attention deficit disorder. She would start something and not finish and start something else and flip from one thing to another. That has stopped. She doesn't have any of the same symptoms."
These communications that are 98% successful are further proof your loved ones are alive and well in the afterlife. You will have wonderful reunions with them when you arrive there. In the meantime, you can have afterlife communications with your loved ones. Repair and reattachment grief therapy is one method you can experience. A link to the website with trained psychotherapists is in the descriptions below.